Welcome to the season preview edition of Tornado Watch. I'm King Sports Information Director Travis Chell, here with Amber King of the Acrobatics and Tumbling team, which opens their inaugural season here on Sunday. How you doing this afternoon?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Obviously, a lot of hard work has gone into the first season of Acrobatics and Tumbling here at King. What do you think is going to be like, the emotions and everything on Sunday when you finally compete when you're at Adrian?
I think for us, it's actually going to be very emotional. We've worked really hard, and I think the girls are just excited to compete. They're ready to go out there. There's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and we're a small team, so we're a family. And I think they're just excited to go out there and compete and just show everybody what they've been working on.
Yeah, you can only take so much practice before finally compete.
Yeah.
Acrobatics and Tumbling is a new sport. There's only 10 schools currently that have it in the country, and there's another one coming next year. It combines a lot of different skill sets. Can you kind of describe what all goes into a meet and what kind of skills they're using and what kind of backgrounds most of the girls usually have?
Typically, on an acrobatics and tumbling team, there's a lot of different skill sets, from artistic gymnastics, acrobatic gymnastics, competitive cheer, even diving. I have a current athlete who has come from diving experience, and she's one of my best tops. So at the end of the day, it's more about athleticism. Most of the athletes are getting paired up with what their strengths are, so naturally someone from artistic gymnastics is going to be in the tumbling events. Competitive cheer do really well in the acro heats. So we, as a coach, I get to pair the athletes up with what their strengths are, and they can come from a variety of different backgrounds and be successful in the sport.
All right, and being the first year here at King, what are some of your expectations and goals? I mean, the first year for many programs around the country. What are some of the expectations and goals for this year?
My expectations for this year are just that the girls get their feet wet in the sport. Because it is a new sport, they're just learning the components of the scoring system, how the sport works, how a meet is set up, so I want them to get comfortable with just how a meet is run, how we train skills. And also, more importantly, I just wanted to be able to establish a culture for this program so that there's a good solid foundation with our values and beliefs that will just carry on as we grow.
All right. And you've had practice a lot. I mean, that's all you've been doing for a while. How has that been going? What do you feel are some of the strengths and some of the weaknesses? I mean, there's 6 events in each meet and different heats in each one. What do you feel some of those strengths are and maybe some of the weaknesses?
Definitely this year, in our first year, our biggest weakness is tumbling, but our strengths are acro, pyramid. We have some really good tosses. So in the very beginning of the season, we just started training basic skills. The sport's all about progressions and just safety, So the way the sport is set up, you find the strengths of your team and you execute them. So this year, our strengths are definitely going to be acro and pyramid. We've got high start values. One of our weaknesses, as I said, was tumbling, but we're going to have lower start values for tumbling, but there's a less risk of deductions for that. So.
All right, you've mentioned too, the small team. I think there's 10 to 13 girls there's a lot of skill sets, and anyone can kind of do everything for the most part and utilize players in different ways. Who are some of the girls on the team this year that kind of caught your eye and that have shown good things here in practice?
One of my athletes, Emily Power, she's from Rome, Georgia. She competes in multiple events. She's a great tumbler, she's a strong base, she competes in all the compulsory and toss, so she's overlapping in a lot of events. Stephanie Ray, Courtney Harris, they're amazing tops. They compete in a lot of the pyramid, a lot of the acro, tumbling, so those are 2 that come to my mind.
And then going into the schedule, there's 2 meets here, one in 2 weeks when you host Elderson Broadus on the 16th here in the Student Center, then another one in April, and then a whole bunch of road meets in there too. What are you most excited about on the schedule, and how did that all come together?
I think I'm most excited about the home meet. We have a lot of students and faculty staff who are just interested in knowing what the sport is, so I think we're going to have a good turnout. It's exciting that it's like a real sport. I mean, the way the scoring system is, and it just pumps the athletes up, so I'm most excited about hosting meet. But it's also exciting that there's only 11 schools in the country that have the sport, and so we have an opportunity to travel. We have an opportunity to play Division I schools, and it's not just regional right now.
Yeah, and then a little bit on your coaching background from cheerleading and then moving over to acro and tumbling. What are some of the similarities between cheerleading and acro, and maybe some of the differences that you've had to learn along the way?
I think coming from a cheer background, a lot of the skills that we do in acrobatics and tumbling are similar, but the technique is a little bit more gymnastics. So for me, I never thought of myself as a typical cheer coach because I tried to focus a lot on technique, but crossing over to this sport has definitely been a step up for me just because the sport is so technical and I love the components of execution technique, start values, and always like the competitive side of cheer. So being able to constantly be in a competitive mindset has been really exciting for me.
Yeah, it should be fun for the girls too.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. The acrobatics and tumbling season opens on Sunday at Adrian in Michigan at 1:30. First home meet is on the 16th. It's also Sunday at 3 p.m. here in the Student Center. We hope to see everyone out here, and thanks for joining us today.